Good morning, friends. This is your old girl, Melanie Rose, here to share your daily aspects. Today is Sunday, December 5, 2021. The sun is in Sagittarius. As our days continue to become shorter, it is important to have the capacity to see the brighter side of things. And this is a power that Sun in Sagittarius brings out in us. When we follow our joy, our enthusiasm, and our thirst for adventure, we often find ourselves arriving in the right place at the right time. The moon begins in Sagittarius today, making ingress to Capricorn early this morning. This represents another shift in the heart and home from mutable fire vibes to cardinal earth, from exploration to sweat of the brow work to attain our goals. And the waxing crescent phase of this moon calls on us to begin to visualize what it will look like when the goals we have set are put into motion, which we will begin next Friday with the first quarter moon in Pisces. So visualize, or in other words, make plans. Okay, let's take a look at the planetary aspect energies before we get into any further interpretations. I have prepared a legend of the symbols we're working with today so that we can have an idea what energies are in play. As ever, at the top of the list, we have the sun. The sun represents our outer life. And that's who we are when we step out the door, the person that people get to know when they first meet us, and also how we engage in our social, civic, and work spheres. Next on the list, we have the moon, and the moon represents our inner life. That's really more who we are on the inside, your relationship with yourself, the emotions you feel, your intuitions, the things you know, and also how you engage in your domestic sphere or at home with the people that you're at home with and where you're at home. The planet Uranus is on our page today. Uranus always comes around and asks us to do things a little bit differently, and sometimes we oblige, and that usually brings about change in our lives. Saturn represents those structures that we lean on for support. And, you know, those structures they can be like physical structures like your home, which you take on a responsibility to maintain for your own support. But it also applies to your relationship structures. So your marriages, your friendships, your friend groups, your faith communities, the people that you work with, your family. So those are the structures that Saturn talks about. And Chiron is on the page today. Chiron represents our healing, the healing that each of us has to do in this life, whether we like it or not, eventually. So, as for aspect energies today, we have an ingress. Ingress is just a word for transition. And it's when a planet is basically making transit from one sign into the next. In this case, it's the moon making transit into Capricorn. Trine is on the page. Trine is a very positive vibration. It really indicates just harmonious interactions. And then sextile is on the board. Sextile is also a positive vibration. These energies are going to tend to cooperate with each other, and cooperation makes things happen. So don't be surprised if you can generate a really positive outcome under a sextile aspect. And signs of mention on the page today are Sagittarius and Capricorn. With all of that said, I have divided our aspects into two columns, one for each of our luminaries. The moon sheds light on our inner lives, setting the tone for our emotional and domestic experiences. The moon moves very quickly, creating many brief aspects that represent ambient energies that may be felt as emotions or intuitions that occur to us throughout the day. The sun sheds light on our outer lives, setting the tone for our more social experiences. And I address the rest of the planets on this side because they last longer and they have more of an impact on our actions out in the world. Today we start with the moon at 5:31 a.m. Central Standard Time, friends. The moon makes ingress into Capricorn. So when the moon is in Capricorn, we get an ambitious sort of feeling. We want to get to work on realizing our goals, our dreams, our desires. We understand that we can't build without putting in some actual effort. And we set clear short-term goals so that we can enjoy that feeling of success. So feel your ambition. Know that work is required. And set reachable goals, like short-term goals, so that you can feel that feeling of having made an achievement, or, achievement unlocked, right? You've got that feeling of success that'll carry you into setting another goal and reaching another goal. And then this evening at 11:56 p.m. Oh, I want to say that this is a 2.5-day transit. And then this evening at 11:56, the moon makes a trine with Uranus. So when the moon is in aspect with Uranus, we generally get the urge to do something different, specifically in the heart and home. Under a trine aspect, our loved ones, the people around us in the home space, are likely to be more receptive and open to changes, so our efforts are blessed. This is a 2-hour aspect, and it's in the middle of the night. So yeah, there you have it. You can do things a little differently. Maybe you stay up late. Do things differently in the heart and home. And it's blessed with a nice trine aspect there. Okay, so the lunar energy signature today sees us ready to put in the sweat equity to transform our hearts and homes, a labor of love that will yield harmonious results. As for the sun side of the page, in the ongoing column, we are still looking at Saturn sextile Chiron up until the 10th, so for another 5 days-ish. Please check your natal Chiron placement. Find out what it is that you are working on healing. Don't put this down. Make some notes. Do some journaling. Ask yourself what you have learned about the healing that you are being asked to do in accordance with your Chiron placement. Because once you know what you have learned about how you've healed, then you can turn around and apply that wisdom to your family, and apply that wisdom to your social and civic spheres, and apply that wisdom, in the home and at work. And when you do that, you strengthen your foundations, you strengthen your network, you strengthen the structures that support you. And that's what Saturn is all about, is doing the work that supports the structures that hold us up. Otherwise, we have no new sun sign aspects today. Next week looks fairly active, but with a lot of our regular challenges and opportunities. Mars will make a couple of action-oriented aspects in the beginning of the week next week, and we will see a first quarter moon in Pisces next Friday, which will call upon us to take action on these plans that we're currently making, but with a sense of compassion and creativity in our hearts. And we will talk about these things and more as they come up. That's it for today, friends. This has been your Daily Aspects, an astrological weather forecast for Sunday, December 5th, 2021. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments section below this video. And if you haven't already, please like my video and subscribe to the Old Girl channel. I will leave this up here for just a little bit longer, only if it's perfect, so that you have time to peruse it. Thank you all so much for being here with me. My name is Melanie Rose, and I will see you all back here tomorrow for more Daily Aspects.